Hello, 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 hello. Mic test. Hello, 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 hello. Mic test. Hopefully, I'm audible with a little bit clear audio. Initially, we had some sort of we had some little bit of issue with the audio in the beginning. That's gone, I think. Hello, Manuel Costa. Let me know if the microphone is. Oh yeah, already told me. Microphone is okay. How about the screen share? I believe everything must be looking all right. If not, just let me know. So I'll just check once at my end as well. Hello, 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 hello. Yeah. So looks to be working fine. So in that case, let's now get started with a very quick introduction, guys. My name is Nirav. I'm the admin on 50 as market analysis website, and today we are going live with our 164th edition of the Trading Opportunities webinar. Good evening, Raghu. So what is this series? In this series, we cover the charts of our market analysis with the proper trade setups when and where possible for Euro USD, crude oil, gold, S&P 500, and Bitcoin. So in the past 162 webinars which we have conducted live in front of you guys on 50 years market analysis YouTube channel, as well as our LinkedIn page, my personal LinkedIn page. So far we have connected these webinars, and in the last 162 we have caught a total of 409 trades. What happened with this 163rd we will check today in the 164th edition of this webinar series. And lastly, before we proceed, a quick request. I'm seeing an exceptionally low number of views, so I request that you guys kindly put a little bit of effort in your sharing so that we can continue doing these webinars. Also, this is the last public webinar for the month. The next Friday webinar will be privately held for private Slack group members. Those interested can send their inquiries by selecting the subject matter as requesting detail for Slack private group over here on the contact us page on my website. And continue forward with the introduction. This is the forecast accuracy page with our multi-year analysis and exceptional track record, which is all publicly noted and stands much higher than industry standards. You can check it. Obviously, all the claims are here, cross-verifiable, and we also have an emailing list in case you are interested in getting updates on a weekly basis. Lastly, we have a book for those having intermediate to advanced knowledge of Elliott Wave, and those at the beginner level can go through the video course. And of course, we are also looking to start the training program LT batch soon. So those of you who have gone through my video course can look to 1 second. So as I was saying, those of you who have gone through my video course can look to send the inquiries for the training program LT batch, and we can take things from there. Anyways, that's about it for the intro. And without wasting any further time, let's now open up the last webinar, which was conducted on 16th of this month. What we will do in the last webinar recording is we'll just check what was being said as the analysis and what transpired after that. Right. So here we have on screen. 1 second. So here we have on screen the discussion from our last webinar conducted on 16th of this month on the chart of Euro USD. So let's just see what was being said before going to the actual live chart of Euro USD and taking things forward from there. And while we do that, I'll just very quickly go over the comments. Hello, Manuel and Raghu. Good evening to you. Hello, Muhammad, Daniel, Yunus, and Ativat, our private Slack group member. Good evening to you, Ativat. Right, with that being said, let's now head over to the actual content here. The last webinar we were discussing the start of Euro, and the count looks like we are looking for a corrective wave B with the possible up leg coming in play. All right, got it. So we have two possibilities here. First is this is the wave Y complete here that will suggest the market will move down from here. And second possibility is that the wave Y has still one leg remaining. That will suggest the market will give one leg up before the fall. Those are the two possibilities. Let me see if there is any trigger or trade setup that I have placed. Seemingly, I have placed an alert for possible shorting opportunities below 1.10866. Let's make it 2x. All right, so we have a short alert at below 1.10866. Nothing other than that. And zigzag seemingly get completely done all the legs. Let's now head over to the live chart and take things from there. So here is the live chart on screen in front of you guys, and let me remove all this. So here is the 1.10866, I think. There it is. The market did trigger the downside level and did not follow through. Instead, it is heading higher. So in that case, we now know that this market is following most likely the possibility of wave by continuing. That would mean, let me put it more simply. That would mean that we have wave C under continuation, and that would mean that this market will at least take out the high of 115, 1.15722. So I'm not very keen on taking any longs here. This is not really a confirmation of anything. With the alert on euro greater. So they have fixed the alert problem at least. So as I was saying, I'm not very keen on adding anything on this counter from a long perspective as such as of yet. I was more keen on the shorter side. And there you can see that this thing hasn't really done the best job of giving us a clear trade. So for now, it's a wait and watch market. I'll possibly look for longs once the market goes above 1.15359, let's say. Possible longs, not longs, maybe scalp longs, I can say. And definitely interested in the short side if the market gives a quick reversal, perhaps below whatever this is, 1.11687. Perhaps below this level, the market may give us a shorting opportunity. Actually, I'm very keen on selling short if I get the opportunity. So I'll be looking out for this setup. Again, both are weak as such. The downside setup at least has some merit. The upside one does not seem to be that strong as of now. So I wouldn't comment much here. As I said, it's a wait and watch market. I don't have much of a interest either way. Let me know if you guys have any doubts or questions while we wait for a few moments, and then we'll move over to the next chart of crude oil. Hello, Joe. Good to see you back again in the public webinars. Missed you in the last one. Thank you for the clarification. All right, in that case, let's now head over to our next chart. So first of all, let's open up the recording from the last webinar, head over to the chart of crude oil, and check what was being discussed on the webinar connected on the 16th of this month. As you can see, we have the crude oil discussion from the 16th of this month, and we are assuming the possibility of a downside impulse. And I'm expecting that once the wave 2 is complete, we will look for selling opportunities. That was the main theme during this week. Although a little bit of change has occurred, the direction is still the same. I'm still expecting downward movement on this counter. Nothing has changed in that regard. I have changed the counts a little bit, so we'll discuss that. So direction wise, it's still the same. And let me just check one more thing. If we had a setup, yeah, perhaps whatever this is below this alert, there was sell setup, seemingly. Anyways, we were expecting bearish movement, and whatever this level is suggesting a sell setup was looked out for, and then some downward movement. So without wasting any time, let's now head over. And here on screen is the live chart of crude oil. Let's see what my current count is suggesting. So here's my updated quick look on this counter. At once, I'm assuming, one second, let me just check one more thing here. So in this updated count, thank you, Tibet, for the clarification. So as I was saying, in this updated count, we are going to look at this chart from the point of reference around the price level of 80.761. Keep in mind, we are looking at a higher time frame chart, daily chart. So this is a HTF analysis. So from the daily chart, the point of reference around 80.411, date around 15th January 2025, 16th January, 15th January 2025, something. We seemingly have an impulse down. That's my count as of now. That's a rough structure for an impulse down, where 1 down, 2 up, 3 down, 4 up, and 5th down. So in an impulsive progression, we have 5 legs. We have already completed the first. Second is also done. Third is also done. Fourth is also done. That's our take so far. And actually, we don't have a confirmation for fourth is done or not. But whatever the case may be, we are expecting bearish movement. That basically means if the market moves above whatever this is, 64.69. Let's mark it. That would suggest that possibly the bearish count is not in place. So that is kind of our invalidation level. Right. So that being said, invalidation level, we have it here, and bearish swing perspective, we are expecting market to go lower than even 55.225. That is quite a big amount of room play here, gameplay room here. You can see percentage wise 10% something, points wise 6.698, or let's just say 6.7 roughly speaking. So quite a lot of room here for us to play. And perhaps I can enter some swing shorts here. Perhaps I'll do it in the coming week. Could be done this week as well, but I think I'll just wait for the coming Monday session and enter the positions. Apart from that, we have immediate targets around 51.711. It isn't required to go there. It can just go somewhere in the middle. So let's just call 54 something and then 52, as it is 51.67, 51.6 something. So we'll just call it 52 at once. So these are the incoming targets to the downside if everything goes as expected. As I said, this is a swing short position, so we can just enter, let's just say, if we want to enter 3 lots, we can enter 1 lot here, keep the target at the stop loss at the invalidation level, and then we can enter further lots as the market goes lower, let's say perhaps around 58, perhaps around 57, second, third lot, and so on and so forth. So long story short, we'll have to build a position here. It's a swing perspective kind of market, and the stop loss is also wide if you are looking for intraday. Of course, we can get some trades in that sense as well, but 62 to 64.69 is generally not the kind of stop loss you want to put. And with that being said, we are just expecting this leg down. That's all. Nothing much to add here on the chart of WTI, crude oil, West Texas Intermediate. If you guys have any doubts or questions, you can just push them in the live chat. And yes, I know you may be looking for some short-term trades here, but as such, the market stands a little bit unclear. So I just decided to go with the higher time frame discussion only. and overall it is moving as per expected in regards to direction. All right. There's a question from Joe. I can't see well if a diagonal is forming here or not. Anyways, change nothing to the short plan. If a diagonal is forming here or not, well, I've checked. It isn't really meeting the bare minimum condition here. So I'm not considering it as a diagonal just yet. Right. So for now, we are just assuming this possibility only and not the diagonal one. All right. I don't see any questions here. So any further questions here. So I'll just move over to the next chart. Everyone's favorite. You're welcome, Joe. Everyone's favorite chart, gold. Here on screen, we have the discussion from our last public webinar conducted on 16th of this month on the chart of XAUUSD gold. Let's see what was being discussed on this counter. What am I even saying here? I'm zooming W down, A, B, and C in progression. So yes, the setup is very clear here. We are looking for longs above 3237 and shorts below 3135. 3237 plus 3135 minus. Here you have the live chart of gold on screen. And 3237, whatever that level was, has been breached. So this is a +1 trade. We expected upward movement above 3237, and the market has given us that very clearly. And as such, we just closed a long just before the meeting started. Let's just have a very, very quick look. So here is the setup. Added minor longs, target 3356. This was added today itself and exited today itself. Entry 3326, exit around roughly 3362. So good amount of 34 something movement, 34 something points. How about now? Hello, 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 hello. Hmm. Don't know what happened. I think we got a disconnection, minor disconnection, and because of that, the audio went off. I don't know how long I was just talking to myself here. Let me know, guys, if the audio is good enough now so that we can then proceed with the actual webinar. Okay, can hear now. Good, 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 good. Let me check how long we were silent. So since 10:39, huh, 4 or 5 minutes, I guess. All right, looks like the problem is resolved. Joe never misses a chance to make a good joke. All right, thank you, Raghu. Thank you, Above, Luis. Grand rising to you. And Joe is saying yes, it's okay, but we didn't hear you from the beginning of the analysis of gold. Did you guys catch me on the part where I was discussing the last week or this week's trade on gold? Just give me a quick yes no if you were able to catch this week's live trade we discussed on gold chart. No. All right. In this case, then we'll just start over very quickly. All right. Sorry for the trouble there. I don't know why it happened, but again, if it happens again, just let me know in the live chat, and we'll just now go ahead and discuss the very quickly the live trade from this week on gold, and then proceed further. First of all, here is the chart, and just wanted to show you the trades. Stop spamming the comment section. I will be discussing gold, so just wait. Don't put your opinions there. It's not allowed as per our comment policies of the channel. So first of all, here is the trade we discussed, or I discussed, which was inaudible, whatever. Connected on May 19th, we added longs level 227. Let's just note that. After that, we look to add more above 246. So nothing has been added yet. Added more longs around 289. Stop loss has been moved to 311. That is above entry. So our stop loss is now somewhere here at 311, which is above entry, and then booked partial profits on longs at 3329. Let's call it here somewhere. Remaining, I think the trail was hit. Yes, for the remaining ones, the trail was hit. So 311, the remaining were closed, and some partial were closed at 329. That was the trade which started on 19th and ended yesterday, I think. Right, and today we also connected another trade here, which was entry around 326. Let's note this. Let me know once again if I am audible enough. Everybody is able to hear me. Yes, at least at my end it is audible. So as I was saying, 326 was the entry and book profits. One second, let's just go to the last and closed at 362. So that is again good enough of a moment for a chart like gold. So that was the trade from our last or this week, I should say. And after that, we will now like to see what's going on with the chart of gold. So first of all, here, one second here. So first of all, here on screen we have the live chart, but first let's get over to the last week's discussion, and then we will take things forward from there. Thank you, Joe, and thank you, Ativite, for the confirmation about the audio. Now let's head over and take things further. So this is the discussion from last week. We were expecting upward movements above 3237, short consolidation below 3135. So clearly 3237 plus move happened and the market went up as per analysis. So this makes a gold trade a +1 for us. Now, once this market has gone up, there are some other things we want to consider: the count and further movement possibilities to the upside or downside. So there are two possibilities we are assuming in this particular instance. We are first assuming that the point of reference or the starting point of this analysis starts at around 3 4 3500, let's just say. Around 3500, the market is starting a corrective structure, and we are assuming that either. So here's a message from one of our private Slack group members, Raghu, and he's mentioning he was able to capture and book profits of 100 plus 30 points. So 100 points from the first trade, I guess, and 30 points from the next trade. That's good enough. 30 on intraday and 100 on swing. That is not just good, that's just excellent. Thank you for letting us know in the public webinar as well. Brings confidence for new, what do you call, people who might be willing to join. Anyways, in case if you are unaware or joining in for the first time, you can find the details for our private Slack group, and the link is in the description. And what do you call, if it's not in the description, it's scrolling below the screen. So anyways, do it. Or here's the message from Activate, one of our private Slack group members as well. He was also able to capture the moment. Excellent of you guys to tell us. What about you, Joe? I guess you weren't trading this week. As you mentioned last week, also you were busy. And other members, if they are in the live chat, let us know. Oh, Joe was trading. How about that? So three of our private Slack group members are here in live chat, and all of them have captured the move exceptionally well. That's just nice to know. All right, guys. So if you are interested, you can find the details. Enough marketing from my end. Now let's head back to our analysis. We are assuming two possibilities here. First one, let's just point it out, is suggesting that WXY sideways correction, sorry, corrective structure is already complete, and then this market will just head higher. However, in this particular instance, point of reference shifts to the price level around 3121 dated 15th May 2025, roughly speaking, and from here on, we are seeing a possibility of wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. Not 100% convinced with this count, but then again, we don't have to really be convinced too much about it. We just have to draw this 2-4 trend line. Once the market breaks below it, we expect a correction and then upward movement. So let's just call it H1, suggesting possible correction followed by upward movement. And let's just look at the other possibility here. Other one is suggesting that perhaps this whole thing is just continuing as an X, right? And in this particular instance, we will now consider the possibility H2. Let's call this yellow. H2 is suggesting more of a bearish attitude, further bearishness. In H1, the bearishness is short-lived. Right. So as I was saying, here we are expecting further bearishness. So in both cases, I'm assuming that short-term bearishness can be seen, and that suggests that scalp short opportunities can be looked out for on the counter of gold. How long will that scalp last? I cannot say because we don't have a confirmation of this last leg. Is it going up further? Is it not going up further? What on earth is happening here? We don't know. But from conclusion of these multiple analysis, we can say with a little bit of certainty and a little bit of uncertainty that bearishness is to be expected. Right, that's about it for our discussion on gold. I'll wait for a few moments if you guys have doubts or questions. Just let me know in the live chat. All clear from Joe and Activate. All right, guys. In that case, we are clear on the chart of gold. Keep it in your watch list. It is likely to give us good trades. And one last thing I wanted to point out before we move forward with the next chart, S&P 500. It is possible that this market is strongly bullish, in which case the fifth leg may be stronger than normal, and the pullback, while it will come, it may be a little bit too late. So just be mindful of that. Don't just base all your expectations on the number of counts we have discussed so far. I personally see a lot more variables and possibilities than what I discuss in these public webinars. Those are, of course, reserved for my live trades and being shared with our private Slack group members for obvious reasons. But I think I've discussed enough, and without any further ado, let's now head over to the chart of S&P 500. So right now on screen we have the chart of S&P 500. Let's just see what was being discussed in our last webinar, and then we'll proceed with the current analysis. All right, so S&P, we had the theory that the possible diagonal may be in play. Once this white trend line was broken, we'll then look for short plays. That is the main theme. That we have been following for quite some time. And the another theme we had was that this market is heading up as an impulse. And as you can see with these arrows, we still had a minor bearish movement which will come into play. So H1 and H2 are having a commonality, at least small downward movement or larger downward movement, and hence the downward movement was the play. Signal was the trend line. Let's just see where the trend line gone. So this was a signal. Once below this trend line, we will then look for this minor bearish play or major bearish play. So in conclusion, we were looking for a bearish play below this trend line. I said trend line too many times. All right, so now let's check everything on the live chart. So here is that famous trend line. And as you can see here that we have actually breached it and cannot be any better than this. Let me just draw it at once. First we broke below it, then we tested it on the upside, and then the market went down literally as expected. So SPX is a +1. The market went down as per our analysis. And not only just it did go down, it gave us a very clear, exceptionally clear opportunity to sell short by retesting the trend line, which is our generally what you call famous trade setup or simpler trade setup, also you can say. All right, so nothing much to add here in regards to our last discussion. It worked out good. Now what's happening afterwards is it is still kind of all right. So I was saying it is still kind of unclear if this correction is continuing or complete. It has gone a little bit lower than the expectation for impulsive continuation. Let me just quickly conclude what I'm saying here with a little bit of a view on the HTF chart, high time frame chart. So we have the 1S chart here. Let's see what I'm saying here. So I don't want to waste too much time. I'm just assuming that from here we have a 1, 2, 3, and perhaps this is the fourth, and this will be the fifth. That's the main theme or main gameplay here. Right, but as I said, the fourth has gone a little bit too deep. So if it's a nested impulse in the other direction, then we want to see some sort of confirmation here. We can't just blindly go long here. So I'll consider longs, not take long trades, but consider long trades above 5931 only. Right, that's our play for bullishness. And as far as bearishness is considered, as we already know, we have been following this diagonal count, and the diagonal has been broken. And generally, we can expect some more bearishness, let's say in the price range of whatever this is, 733 to 580. Right. So on S&P, we can expect bearishness till these levels. That's the general expectation. If the market is continuing lower after the diagonal formation, if not, then we expect straightforward upward movement. Simpler setup in this case would be to go. So as I was saying, simpler setup in this case would be to go long above 5931. And as such, it's a good market to wait and watch as it can give us some good trades. Hopefully everybody is clear here on what we discussed. Now I'll head over to the chart of BTC and see how things are progressing from there. So BTC, BTC, BTC. Let's just check what was being said about this chart in our last webinar conducted on 16th of this month. And then we'll take things forward from there. So BTC, we were looking at this chart and we were assuming that the market can give us some sort of correction and then continue its upward flight. Let's see if something else was said here. How can I only be discussing that? Hmm. Yeah, so there's the counter view. First is correction and then upward movement. Second is that the whole upward movement is complete and we'll see a deeper correction. Those were the two main views here, and we were just waiting for some sort of correction, which will then be followed by upward movement. Price was 103,991. Now let's head over to the live actual chart here on screen in front of you now. So I wouldn't actually call it that the correction is literally happened, although the correction did happen sideways. We were personally expecting bearishness. Anywho, not everything, every time things will go precisely as we expect them to. So as you can see, we have the updated view on Bitcoin, and that is suggesting that possibly the impulse is continuing with the red 3 followed by red 4 and red 5. So basically, we're expecting at least two legs in the other direction as this count is correct for Bitcoin. So far, Bitcoin has performed nicely for us, and we do not trade it. Actually, at least I don't trade it, but the setup has been clear enough for BTC for quite some time. So with that being said, we have now discussed all the charts which we generally do discuss in these webinars. Again, while I forgot to request you to share it during our gold discussion and so on, I request you now to share the content as much as possible. That's it for our discussion on these charts. I'll wait a few moments. If you have any doubts or questions, you can push them in the live chat. And those of you who are clear and enjoying the content, do not forget to hit the like button as well, alongside sharing the content, of course, obviously. And yeah, in case you missed it, our next public webinar will be conducted on in next month, because next coming Friday of this month will be last Friday, and the last Friday webinars are always private webinars. So that's about it for our discussion and stuff. I don't see any doubts or any questions whatsoever. So that means we can now close this analysis and discussion, and we can meet in the upcoming webinar. So thank you to all those who stayed till the end. Thank you to all those who share my content, and of course, our private Slack group members. You're very welcome, Luis. I'll see you guys in the coming private webinar for those of you who are in the private Slack group. And those who are not, we'll see you guys in the next Friday's webinar. There's a lot of comments here. Joe is saying, thank you so much for your outlook on the markets. You're very welcome, Joe. Raghu is saying, wonderful analysis. Thank you, Nirav. You're welcome, Raghu. And of course, if you are enjoying the content, guys, please make sure, 100% sure that you will share it with your friends, colleagues in Facebook, Slack, Discord, or wherever you think they will find it of most benefit. Adivide is saying clear, and thank you. It was another good week. Yes, it was. That it was. So with that being said, let's now close this analysis session, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Those who are in the private Slack group and those who are public, I'll see you guys in the next month's Friday webinar, hopefully, possibly. Take care, guys, and see you guys in the next one. Bye. I'm missing some comments here. How's that? 1 second. You two have a good week, Ativat. Yes, see you next week, Joe. Here's Raghu saying, thank you for gifting gold mine in today's trade. That's a good one. All right, thank you for the nice comments, guys, and I'm closing the session now. Take care. Bye.